Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and today we have another classic review, and it is Terror of the Autons, which features the return of the Autons from Spearhead from Space, and features a bunch of first appearances in the world of Doctor Who. The first one we'll talk about is the Master, who makes his grand debut in this story, and is a great debut. You can just kind of see how much he is like the opposite of the Doctor, and I really, just from the story alone, I really enjoyed their interaction when they're on the screen together. And it's also great, they really introduce all the stuff that the Master does in this story really well. He can hypnotize people, you know, you will obey me. He shrinks people, he's a master of disguise. All of this is very well introduced in this story. And just from the story alone, it just makes you want more of the Master. It also features the very first appearance of Jo Grant, who's a very different type of assistant for the Doctor compared to Liz Shaw. I really kind of enjoyed that, how the Doctor at the beginning has no clue who she is, and she just kind of walks right in and kind of destroys a few things around him, and he's just really upset, and he's like, oh, you're the new assistant. Just like how it's completely opposite from Liz Shaw. Liz Shaw, the scientist, and then you got Jo Grant, which is far from that, and it creates a different type of dynamic. You also get introduced in the story to Mike Yates, another fellow unit soldier. Has a really good introduction in the story, and it starts the unit family, which is really cool. I found a really cool part of the story, how the Master was working with the Autons, and this was his whole plan, and I really found it funny how he was just infiltrated this factory, this plastics factory, to get the Autons made. I just enjoyed that. You have one person who's under his "you will obey me" and the other person who's not. It's a great scene. I really enjoyed it. And he also creates a really creepy looking Auton in this episode. And one of my favorite parts of this entire story has to be when another Time Lord shows up to the Third Doctor and talks to him and lets him know the Master's around. And I really just enjoyed that introduction. It was absolutely hilarious, especially how he was from like a distance, and then he had to get closer up to help give him the message. But yeah, I really enjoyed Terror of the Autons. It's a really fantastic story and a great introduction of the Master and Jo Grant and Mike Yates. It's great seeing the Autons again in Doctor Who. I really wish they had more appearances. They're such a great foe, yet they haven't really appeared too much in the show. I do really enjoy that Russell T Davies did pick them to be the very first villain of the new series, which is awesome. The story also has some really fantastic cliffhangers, especially the one with the car, when the Doctor and Jo in the car and he just pulls it over and it's an Auton. I really enjoyed that scene. Also hilarious how the Doctor took the part from the Master's TARDIS, tried to use it in his TARDIS, and the results did not work. It was a great scene. And I really enjoyed that the Doctor's just now doing that, because now the Master's stuck on Earth. It's a great scene. So yeah, overall, Terror of the Autons is a really great Doctor Who story. I really enjoyed it. And tell me your guys' thoughts in the story in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.